Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Good morning, one and all. Respected Dr. Phule, sir, Director of Research Advisory Committee, Rajeshri Shahu Mahavidyalaya, Autonomous, Latur. Dr. Kaveri Dabhadkar, Assistant Professor, Government, Bilas Girls Postgraduate College, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. All the RAC members present over here and participants, I welcome you all in the 10th day of the 10 days National Program on Research Methodology supported by WRC Mumbai, Indian Council of Social Sciences Research. Today, we are here to listen to talk on academic writing. Academic writing is a formal style of writing used in universities and scholarly publications. You will encounter it in journal articles and books on the academic topics, and you will be expected to write your research papers and dissertations in academic style. Academic writing follows the same writing process as other types of texts, but it has specific conventions in terms of content, structure, and style. Academic writing is formal and unbiased, clear and precise, focused and well-structured, well-sourced, correct and consistent. Academic writing is not personal, long-winded, emotive, and impressive. Since we are all in the academic profession, we are eager to learn how we can successfully write an academic article in its various forms. Our speaker, Dr. Kaveri Dabhadkar, has great depth of experience in this field because she has 7 years of teaching experience and 19 years of research experience. Madam has published more than 60 research papers in national and international journals. She is an author of 5 books. She delivered more than 35 invited talks in national seminar and the conferences. Madam has also completed some minor research projects. Presently, she is working as an assistant professor of geography, Government Bilas Girls Postgraduate College, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. With this brief introduction, I request all the participants, please welcome Dr. Kaveri Dabhadkar, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to share my screen. Can I? You please close your screen first. Then only I share. Yes, I start sharing. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, fine.
So let's start with the topic. Today's my topic is academic writing. First of all, I must express my thanks to Dr. Phule sir and of course Renuka Lunde madam for giving such a nice introduction of mine, as I'm not nowhere in the field of even geography. है ना, मैं कहीं भी कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, लेकिन फिर भी आपने वर्डली बहुत ही बड़ा मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन दिया, so thanks for that. And now I start my lecture on, as you given the topic, academic writing. So first of all, what is academic writing? Academic writing is to be understood as higher level skills. Writing skill, actually it is a higher level writing skill, and it is apparent that to learn academic writing, one should possess his basic skill to use writing for communication. The prerequisites for academic writings are Reading and writing. Yes, if you want to write whatever you want, either research paper or research proposal, or even an essay also, there is a prerequisition of reading and writing. Yes, of course, reading is an important prerequisite for inspiring writers. If you take into the account others' opinion and findings, it will help you to improve your writing skills. That's why reading is the basic prerequisition for academic writing. Second one is start free writing. If you want to write something academic, you just bluntly write on your paper. Take a paper and pen, and you just write without any consideration that whether I write correctly or not, whether my grammar is correctly or not, mistakes, logical, whether my writing is in a logical order. You have to forget all these things, and you have to write without any worrying about the writing skills. So this is one of the best practice. If you want to start writing academically, then you have, first of all, you make a habit to write something, at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes each and every day to write something. Then it is another important prerequisition of academic writing is to make it a habit to write something in a notebook, especially without purpose or with purpose. If you assign yourself a subject, then you can just thought it and write it. So this makes you a habit. It helps to make a habit to write something in now. And in that way, you slowly you are able to write whatever you want to write. And you need to encourage yourself to write something. So encourage yourself. It is an integral part of the academic writing. Yeah, prerequisition of writing. It is very important. स्वतःला लिहिण्यासाठी तयार करणे आणि स्वतःला प्रोत्साहन देणे हे ही जी स्टेप आहे, ही महत्वाची स्टेप आहे, जेणेकरून तुम्ही academic writing करू शकाल. Then think critically. Yes, of course. If you want to write something, then it is a process of inspecting something closely and reflecting it. Writing and thinking are complementing each other, actually. Thinking will refine our writing, and writing will strengthen our thought. So it is contemporary with each other. So think before write, and write with thoughts. These are the complementary actions. So this is one of the prerequisitions of academic writing. Then develop research skill. Developing research skill will help us to find out and make use the source of information. Yes, of course, development of research skill is very important, because if you want to, if you write the PhD thesis, then if you have a keen observation skills with you, and you have analytical approach to study the way you study your subject, then only you can write proper thesis. Then learn language of your discipline. Yes, प्रत्येक जो विषय असतो त्याची आपली एक लँग्वेज असते, त्याचं एक आपलं सेंटेन्स फॉर्मेशन असतं, त्याचे एक आपले फ्रेजेस असतात. जसं भूगोलात म्हटलं तर भूगोलाचे पर्टिक्युलर एक शब्द असतात. जसं सामान्य तौर पर जैसे मला मराठीमध्ये नाही माहिती, पण हिंदी में पाऊस पडायला आपण वर्षण म्हणतो, बारिश म्हणतो. पण हे बारिश जो शब्द आहे तो, किंवा पाऊस जो शब्द आहे तो फॉर म्हणजे जनरलाइज्ड वे हो गया. कॉमन पीपल यूज दिस वर्ड बारिश और पाऊस, बट व्हेन वी राइट इन ज्योग्राफी वी से प्रेसिपिटेशन और वर्षण ज्याला म्हणतात, आणि त्याला मराठीमध्ये काय म्हणतात आय एक्झॅक्टली डोंट नो, बट हिंदीमध्ये त्याला वर्षण म्हणतात. म्हणजे इन जनरल व्हेन वी से अबाउट रेनफॉल, देन वी से पाऊस और बारिश, but in geography this barish becomes precipitation or varshan. So these are the formal writing of any word which is used in particular subject in particular manner. So whenever you write something in your subject, you have to learn, you must know the language of your discipline. These are the prerequisites of the writing process. Do you know what is the difference between academic writing and non-academic writing? Yes, there is a little bit difference between these two. Academic writing is actually formal formal language, technical language, formal vocabulary. Just as earlier I said that if you in general we say barish, but when we write in a geographical phenomena, then we use the word varsha or varshan. हम ऐसा नहीं बोलते हैं की आज वर्षा हो रही है, ऐसा हमने आज बारिश हो रही है. सामान्यतः आम्ही कसं म्हणतो आज पाऊस येतो आहे, है ना. पण जेव्हा आपण लिहितो तेव्हा काय लिहितो, पर्जन्य, लातूर जिल्ह्याचं पर्जन्य. आपण जेव्हा लिहितो तेव्हा पर्जन्य हा शब्द यूज करतो, पण इन जनरल जेव्हा आपण लिहितो तेव्हा आपण पाऊस आला असं आपण लिहितो. देयर इज अ लिटिल बिट डिफरन्स. म्हणजे व्हेन वी यूज academic writing, we always use the formal language, technical language. It's made compulsory for academic writing. Then single words to indicate organizational pattern of the work. Then formal introductory paragraph containing statements. Then a body paragraph are long and with each sentence serving a specific purpose. Whatever the sentence we write in our academic writing, it has specific purpose. But in general non-academic writing, it is not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Ideas are elaborated well, but not and supported with any expert sources and all that. It just simply write what I thought, I just write. But in academic writing, each and every line have some meanings. That's why it's different from non-academic writing. Other ideas and answer incorporated to body, incorporated in writing, whether it is an integral part of academic writing. Then in general manner, in general writing or non-academic writing, when we express ourselves, then say I go to the college, when I saw this one, when I go there, when I use there, we use the word I. But in academic writing, we never use I think, in my view, we never use this kind of word. So this is the basic difference between academic writing and non-academic. And secondly, if we write non-academic purposely, then there is no need of tables and figures and facts. I just explained whatever I thought. Whatever I thought. But in academic writing, we have, whatever we write, we have to be proved that why this occurs. So tables and graphs and figures, precise figures are compulsory to make academic writing effectively. And each and every sentence shows the facts and figures. That's why it's different from non-academic writing. There is a step for academic writing. Before we are going to study the steps process of academic writing, we just have a little bit look on the types of academic writing only. There are so many. The academic writing includes essay, research papers, book reviews, textual analysis, literature reviews, project reports and proposals, dissertation and thesis and case studies. Research paper is provide detailed information on a topic through different sections like literature review, methodology, discussion, conclusion. While academic essay is written to answer a question or to defend an argument or opinion on a topic supporting evidences. While a proposal is what? It is in a proposal we present to explain objective, purpose, methodology, and detailed plans of research proposal. Then what is literature review? Literature review is the summary of relevant previous writings on the topic under discussion. The main purpose of review of literature is an academic writing activity to display our knowledge of the subject. Dissertation and thesis are another important academic writings. What is the difference between thesis and dissertation? Actually, dissertation thesis is submitted for a doctoral degree and a dissertation for a master degree, and there is a difference only on the pages. While dissertation contains a few pages, while doctoral dissertation usually lengthier than master's projects. Literature review is the summary of relevant previous writings on the topic under discussion. So these are some types of academic writings. Now we comes to the steps process of academic writing. So whenever you want to start the academic writing, first of all, you have to decide what you want to study. Means topic selection. On which topic you want to write. This is important task. This is the first step for academic writing. It involves choosing a subject, find out an aspects of area within the subject to be focused and narrow down to the formulate your topic, understanding the purpose and of course for which this academic writing may be created. It is one of the important part that आप किसके लिए ये academic लिख रहे हैं, for which type you have to write. Either is it thesis, either is it doctoral thesis, either is it a dissertation, either is it essay, either research paper, either literature review. It depends on what type of academic writing you have to be. And that's why it is reflected to the topic. And so that it is very important step to decide the study topic first. When you decide the topic, you can write freely on that. Once you decide the topic, then second step is collect information or expert sources. Means if you want to write something, but you have to collect the material first. जसं की तुम्ही रिसर्च करायला निघाला आहात, जेव्हा आपण रिसर्च करायला सुरुवात करतो तेव्हा आपण पहिले विषय डिसाईड करतो आणि त्यानंतर त्या विषयावर आपल्याला डेटा कलेक्शन हे महत्वाचा स्टेप असतो. जोपर्यंत आपण डेटा कलेक्शन, स्टडी मटेरियल, लायब्ररीला जाऊन आपल्या विषयावर डिटेल स्टडी करून सगळं मॅटर कलेक्ट करत नाही तोपर्यंत तुम्हाला लिहिता येणार नाही. कारण आपण जे रिव्ह्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर करतो किंवा आपण लायब्ररीत बसून जे अध्यापन करतो त्यामुळेच आपल्याला आपल्या विषयाचं थारोली कळतं आणि दुसऱ्यांनी इतर लोकांनी कसं ते एक्सप्लेन केलंय हेही आपल्याला समजतं. त्यामुळे कलेक्शन ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन अँड एक्सपर्ट सोर्सेस या एक्सपर्टची डिस्कशन इट इज अन इंटिग्रल पार्ट ऑफ रिसर्च अकॅडमिक रायटिंग प्रोसेस. आणि जेव्हा आपण कलेक्शन करून घेतो इन्फॉर्मेशन, देन व्हॉट इज द थर्ड स्टेप? It's a preparation of framework for our structure work on it. Yes. After second step, the third one is prepare a framework. The third step comprises finalizing the basic premises, key points of the research, organizational pattern of our work, and grouping of points and paragraphs. We have to be framework all these things. How can I present my views in front of in a form of research paper or in a form of essay or in our doctoral research? So framing of whatever the data we have, whatever the topic we decide, whatever the methodology, whatever the explanation, we just frame on this. The framing is important, how we organize our material. This is an important part of the academic writing. And then after, drafting begins, and the drafting contains 4 steps. First draft, going through the draft to ensure there are no structural and thematic inconsistencies. Then editing and revising the paper are the major steps involved. Means first of all drafting, then going through the draft, then correction, then edit, then correction or editing, and then revising the paper, and then final presentation. So writing step involves so many stages, so many steps that one has to be incorporated in that. And then language, prepare final draft and submit. In final draft, draft preparation means it includes the linguistic errors, linguistic checks, then informal, discriminatory words and expression, whatever the minor linguistic errors should be rectification. And if you want, if there is a comma, there is improper diagrams, you have to be reset all these things. Means in final draft we use some such type of activities, especially in language errors. And then always be better to keep checklist to verify if anything important is left out before submitting. This is most important thing. One should aware about thing before submitting your proposal, before submitting your thesis, before submitting whatever you write. You have to be check out all these things. Whether my text is okay, my grammar is okay, my language formation is okay, graph is properly set up, design is properly made up. These are all the things which one should have to be considered before submitting the present draft. Then, and now this is the shortest this is the short view of academic writing. Now we go one by one. So first of all, the academic writing process have 3 phases, as we already know. The prerequisite pre-writing phases means planning, which includes planning, and second is writing phase, and third one is post-writing phase, means editing phase. Means there are 3 major steps of academic writing in all. See, pre-writing phases. What is pre-writing phases? Because once we have to plan, we have to write something, first we have to plan what we maybe write. अगर जर का तुम्हाला पीएचडी थीसिस लिहिणं सुरू करायचं आहे, तर त्यासाठी तुम्हाला सगळ्यात पहिले प्लॅनिंग करणं गरजेचं आहे, की तुम्ही आपलं जे थीसिस आहे ते कशा पद्धतीने, कोणत्या पद्धतीने लिहिणार आहात, याचं तुम्हाला ज्ञान करणं अत्यंत आवश्यक आहे. Why do you need the plan? Because it gives the shape of the thesis. It gives this shape of the thesis. It gives the shape for your papers. You will not dry up halfway. You will not forget interesting ideas that struck into mind. And not only it helps to express the interesting idea which is in mind. And then if you properly organize, planned your research paper, planned your thesis, then you must have prevent yourself for repetition of the work. And then logical organization of the thesis. If you want to logically order your paper or your research proposals, then planning is must. And for the planning, there are some hints for planning. What are the hints? Prepare the thesis before due date. If your last date of your submission is 27 September, then you have to prepare in the month of August. So that it is very important. The length of the paper, workload, priorities, all including in a preparation time. Of course, the length of the paper also affect the preparation time. Then developing working title. At postgraduate level, you are most likely to have an interest in the field that you wish to research. Together with the assistance of your supervisor, you will create a title for your thesis. I mean, formulating a title, you need to ensure the title is formulated, captures the main focus, contents and ambiguities, and grabs the reader's interest. It is very important. आपका जो टॉपिक है वो बहुत ही क्लियर होना चाहिए और कैची होना चाहिए और इजीली अंडरस्टैंडेबल होना चाहिए आपका जो टॉपिक है वो. And then use prior knowledge for generate ideas. The simple means that you should explore what you already know about the topic. Additional knowledge can also be acquired from various sources like books, journals, articles, etc. There are two methods for exploring knowledge within your field to assist the generating ideas, that is brainstorming and free writing. These are the two ideas. And then search for information. Use the library and database for sources. Yes, of course, as you have got lots of information about your topic, then you may be able to write properly. Use journals and papers and conference proceedings. Use reading techniques. As you read more and more, you have generate ideas of your topic, and you are now capable to express your topic in various manners. Because the reading habits and reading habits is and information gathering is one of the important aspect of academic writing. As you read more and more references, as you read more and more research paper and proceedings and all, you have a big framework. You have a big idea for your expressions. It helps you to frame your thesis, your paper in well manner. Then no one can decline your paper for publication, of course. Then mind mapping is another important aspect. The purpose of mind mapping means outlining. If you want to write something, first of all, you frame an outline for your writing. Is to identify the main discussion areas and supporting details of those discussions, whatever you want to explain, and what are the supporting materials needed for explanation. So this outlining, the framing of outline is another important aspect of planning. It is a if you want to write something, then you have to first make abstract, then introduction, then material and methods, and then discussion, and then conclusions. And then if you want to recommend something, then recommendation, and then bibliography and citation. So this type of outline or mind mapping must be needed for in a planning process. And then planning the framework, develop a storyline to direct the reader along the clear path. It means making sure that there is a broad outline which usually moves from the general to specific details of your argument and clear logical progression. Means you have, if you want to frame, if you want to properly write academic writing, then you must have to design your work in such a way that anybody can understand clearly about your ideas, about your work. Then writing phase. The second phase is writing phase. The pre-writing or planning phase is followed by the writing phase, which is also the referred to as the drafting of your paper or your work. Of course, what is the it is remember that whatever you write, before you hand it to your supervisor, you have to be proofread first everything. जेव्हा तुम्ही आपल्या गाईड जवळ जाता आपलं अकॅडमिक रायटिंग घेऊन किंवा रिसर्चचा एखादा चॅप्टर घेऊन, तर चॅप्टर लिहिण्याच्या गाईड जवळ जायच्या आधी तुम्हाला त्याचं पूर्ण प्रूफ रिडिंग करणं गरजेचं आहे. सो दॅट युअर गाईड मे बी तुमचं गाईड जे आहे ते तुम्हाला प्रॉपरली म्हणजे गाईड करू शकतील. कारण जेव्हा तुम्हीच इनकरेक्ट अकॅडमिक फॉर्म मध्ये आपलं चॅप्टर लिहून घेऊन जाल आपल्या गाईड जवळ, तर मग गाईड तर तुम्हाला कधी पण अप्रिशिएट करणार नाही ना. सो इट इज मॅन्डेटरी की जेव्हा तुम्ही आपल्या गाईडकडे जाता तेव्हा यू हॅव टू बी रीड प्रॉपरली व्हॉट एव्हर यू राईट. Whatever you write, you just keep in a simple way. Simple writing is very essential. उगाच लच्छेदार लँग्वेज आणि आर्टिस्टिक लँग्वेज अकॅडमिक रायटिंग मध्ये यूज करत नाही. व्हॉट एव्हर द फॅक्ट्स यू हॅव, यू जस्ट राईट इट क्लिअरली. गोल 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 लिहिण्यात मध्ये काहीही अर्थ नाही. कारण जर का तुमच्याजवळ आयडिया, तुमच्याजवळ फॅक्ट्स आहे, फिगर्स आहे, देन यू हॅव टू राईट क्लिअरली, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड टू युअर thesis. Writing clearly and to the point. Always write to the point and clearly. Thirdly, leave yourself time between drafts so that you can mull over what you are trying to say. And then present your draft as neat as possible. Neat and clean work, systematized work is essential. When you submit your chapter to your supervisor, it is essential that your presentation, your writing is neatly and well organized, so that your supervisor may be able to understand whatever you want to write, whatever you want to express. And if we needed to add something, then it is make possible for him. So it is mandatory for a research scholar whenever he goes to his supervisor, whatever he writes, it should be clear, it should be simple, it should be logical manner, it should be neat and clean and well organized. So this is the part of writing phase. It means whenever you write, you have to consider all these things. And now the drafting phase. The first attempt at drafting our thoughts together in a coherent piece of writing is usually more content-based, where you focus on what you want to say before consideration of final details of how it should be said. This is often regarded as the very important first step of writerly based writing. आप एक लेखक की तरह लिखिए, लेखक की तरह लिखिए, न कि रीडर की तरह लिखिए. देखिए, दो अलग अलग चीजें. राइटिंग की दो अलग अलग शेड्स है. एक राइटर की तरह लिखना म्हणजे लेखकासारखं लिहिणं, और एक रीडर की तरह लिखणं. द अप्रोच इज डिफरेंट. राइटिंग as writer and writing as reader, there is a two different ways of writing. So emphasis is on one, whether you understand what you are writing about. The most important thing is that की जेव्हा तुम्ही काहीही लिहिता तेव्हा जे तुम्ही लिहिता ते तुम्हाला पूर्णपणे अंडरस्टँड झालेलंच पाहिजे. कारण जेव्हा तुमची आपल्या विषयाबद्दलची अंडरस्टँडिंग राहील तेव्हाच तुम्ही प्रॉपरली लिहू शकाल. त्यामुळे अंडरस्टँडिंग अबाउट द सब्जेक्ट इज इम्पॉर्टंट. कारण जेव्हा आपण रीडर असतो तेव्हा लेखकाचा व्ह्यू आपल्याला कळेलच असं काही गॅरंटी नसते. कारण समजा मी एक कविता लिहिली, ती कविता मी कुठल्या मूड मध्ये लिहिली आणि काय माझा थॉट प्रोसेस होता आणि त्याला आवर्जून मी ती कविता लिहिली. हा जो पाठक आहे किंवा वाचणारा आहे, रीडर आहे, तो त्याच दिशेने विचार करून त्या कवितेचा आनंद घेईल असं होतं किंवा होत नाही. So reader's approach is different and writer's approach is different. So whenever you goes to academic writing, whenever you write something, your emphasis should be on whether you understand what you are writing about. Means understanding your subject is must. And then when you write something, there are three trivenis of writing. First is sentence, second one is paragraph, and third one is chapter. These are the three parameters that organize your writings. What about sentence? It should express the complete thoughts. Yes, of course. Sentence जो पण वाक्य आपण असं लिहितो त्या वाक्यांमध्ये पूर्ण थॉट प्रोसेस तुमचा आलेला पाहिजे. जर का उदाहरणार्थ आता मला लिहायचं आहे की वाष्पी वाचपोच precipitation, if the precipitation is greater than evaporation, it means water surplus. So we have to be right clearly. How? If precipitation is more than evaporation, it means water surplus. If the water vapor evapotranspiration is higher than precipitation, means water deficits. So one should know clearly कि कब water surplus है and when water deficit है. So whatever you write, your sentence making should be completely thoughtful. Express your thoughts very nicely. Then it has the sensible and of course complete hona chahiye. It should be framed with subject and verb. Yes, of course, subject and verb may be content. है ना? This is the basic fundamental of sentence formation. Each sentence have one subject and one verb. So you have, whenever you frame the sentences, you have incorporate subject and verb. It should be framed on that way. And then use punctuation properly. This is the important aspect of writing, sentence writing. For example, Mary played. Mary played. Mary is a subject, played is a verb. If you say that Mary played the piano, the verb is the word that indicates action. The rest of the sentence depends on the verb. The Mary played the piano, for example. Then Mary played the piano very well. When we use adjective, then it becomes Mary play the piano very nice. So if you want to express, so you have to concentrate your mind on sentence formation. Evapotranspiration is lesser than precipitation, means water deficiency. So this sentence formation is important aspect of academic writing. Then word order. As far as the sentence is concerned, word order is another inspector. Changing the word order often change the meaning. For example, child eats tiger. Child eats tiger and tiger eats child. बच्चे ने child eats tiger, बच्चे ने शेर को खाया और शेर ने बच्चों को खाया. These are the three words. Child eats tiger. But we assemble the words, the meaning is changed. so that whenever we write academically, we have to choose cleanly on the words and word order. We have to concentrate the word order also. And then length of the discourse, stress of position, और कुठल्या वर्डवर प्रेस देना है, topic position, and paragraph writing, and important aspect. As far as the paragraph is concerned, the same rule applies to paragraphs and chapter. All paragraphs have the some building blocks, a core idea, or a topic of a paragraph should be stated in sentences called the topic sentences, which is located in the topic position. When you start some paragraph, then you have to give the core idea on a short manner. For example, if you want to explain the water deficiency, then whatever do you write in water deficiency, but your paragraph, the side heading of your paragraph must be water deficiency. Then you write there is a water scarcity in our region. There is the average precipitation of the region is such and such, and that's why the evapotranspiration is such and such. That's why the deficiencies occurred. And whatever you want to write, you can write. But the paragraph have one heading which is denotes to explanations. They should be logically, the paragraph of your research work is logically linked with each other. And following sentences, the concluding sentence is usually the summary of your arguments of paper. Whatever the paragraph you write, at last you have to give the concluding remarks. So these are the technique of paragraph writing. One should have a title of the paragraph, then you express the then give explanation, and then concluding sentences of the paragraph. And then chapters. Similarly, chapters also should have a special structure. There should be an introductory paragraph which outline the main section of the chapter, followed by the body or text or series of which provides support for the arguments, and then finishing with a conclusion. प्रत्येक चॅप्टरच्या पहिले आपण त्याचं इंट्रोडक्शन देतो आणि त्याच्यानंतर त्या चॅप्टरचं एक्सप्लेनेशन देतो विथ द हेल्प ऑफ डायग्राम्स अँड टेबल्स अँड फॅक्ट्स अँड फिगर्स अँड ऑल दॅट. आणि at last we have to give concluding remarks. तर प्रत्येक चॅप्टर मध्ये तुम्हाला इंट्रोडक्शन द्यायला हवंय आणि त्या इंट्रोडक्शनच्या नंतर तुम्हाला व्हेरियस आर्ग्युमेंट्स देऊन आपल्या विषयाला प्रूव्ह करावं लागतं. विथ द हेल्प ऑफ टेबल्स, विथ द हेल्प ऑफ फॅक्ट्स, विथ द हेल्प ऑफ मॅथ्स, यू कॅन एक्सप्लेन व्हॉट एव्हर यू वॉन्ट. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, जसं आपल्याला ॲग्रिकल्चरची स्टडी करा, ॲग्रिकल्चर रिजन. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हॉट इज ॲग्रिकल्चर रिजन, व्हाय इट इज एसेन्शियल, व्हाय वी नीड ॲग्रिकल्चर, डिफायनिंग ॲग्रिकल्चर रिजन. अँड देन जेव्हा आपण सेकंड म्हणजे मेन बॉडीमध्ये येतो तेव्हा आपलं ॲग्रिकल्चर रिजनचं कोणी कोणी कसं कसं अध्ययन केलेलं आहे आणि ह्यांनी असं केलं आहे, इनायत अहमदने असं केलं आहे आणि बीवरनी ॲग्रिकल्चर रिजन असं दिलेलं आहे, दोईचं असं मत आहे. असं वेगळ्या वेगळ्या मत देऊन तुम्ही ज्या पद्धतीने आपल्या रिजनचं ॲग्रिकल्चरल रिजन डिफाईन केलंय ते आपण एक्सप्लेन करतो. आणि देन वी फाइंड ॲट लास्ट ऑफ द चॅप्टर वी हॅव जस्ट कन्क्लूड की आमच्या क्षेत्रामध्ये हे कॉम्बिनेशन आहे आणि बिकॉज ऑफ दिस सर्कमस्टान्सेस दिस कॉम्बिनेशन इज इन आवर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, in our region, study region. So these are the framework of chapterization. The chapter should have structured, always should have structure, and the structure have three parts. First is introduction, then main discussion, and then conclusion. What the chapter has done, the main response to the questions of the chapter address. Yeah. And then grammar and language. And before that, plain and clear language when we express our thoughts, then grammar and language is one of the important aspects. The point of research is to illuminate and clarify, not to obscure and muddle. So use language that is clear and straightforward. Avoid the flowery style, obscene words and buzzwords and long complex sentences. Avoid all these things. Then you have to be very conscious about the tenses. Most of the empirical researches will be written in the past tense. Since you are reporting on the data collecting process you have already undertaken and the findings that resulted from this. Some sections like the review of literature will be written in present tense. Since you are discussing what others are thinking, and the discussions will be a combination of past and present. So one must have to be learned about the tenses whenever you express your academic writing. And then gender pronouns also have to take a consideration. Then first person authorship also take consideration. Then active and passive voices you have to be considered. And then clear references is also another part of the writing, as far as the grammar and language is concerned. Then post-writing phrases. The post-writing phase is all about editing our work and checking the finer details before submitting the final version. Editing version. Check your writing for a grammatical correctness and adherence to academic conventions. Academic conventions involve the appropriate use of discourse vocabulary, subject-specific vocabulary, formal styles, and formal register. Grammatical clarity more than involves appropriate sentence structure, punctuations. Remember that appropriate grammar uses effectively contribute to your intended meaning. Therefore, if you are considerably employing the services of a professional proofreader, be sure reconsider the effect of any changes suggested. जर का तुम्ही आपल्या अध्ययनासाठी एखाद्या प्रूफ रीडरला ठेवलं किंवा स्पेशलिस्टला ठेवलं किंवा प्रोफेशनलला ठेवलं, then you are always be rechecked whatever he or she suggested. Then final version. If you need to focus on the presentation of the written pieces in terms of the layout and technical conventions, it should be written as in this format. For abstract, what are you doing? No, abstract should be concise, outline the problem and your response. And what about paragraph? Paragraph each deals the one aspect. Each paragraph deals the one aspect, clearly stated the topic in sentences. Then all sentences within each paragraph are related. Then paragraph in each section of our article are linked with each other in a logical order. Then second part is argument. If argument is concerned, all aspects are covered. Each aspect is adequately deal. प्रत्येक जो aspect आप deal करेंगे वो adequately deal होना चाहिए. Definitions are provided. If you require definition, then you have to give definition. If you want to express, for example, if you want to express agricultural reason, so first of all, you define the agricultural reason. If you want to express the methodology, yeah, delimitation of the reason, then you have first of all give the classification of reason and the methods of delimitation of the reason. So whenever you express the argumentation, then you have to use whatever you want to clearly explanation. You did. And for that, you cover all the aspects of your topic. You give definition, you give argumentation for logically development of your topics. Then convince your argument. If you want to convince your argument to the readers, then generalization are supported with specific examples and evidences. And what this is the basic things for explanation. And then third one is plagiarism, direct quotations and references. Set out, if you use quotation, then set out it correctly according to accepted conventions. Used for specific purpose. If you use quotation, then it is used for specific purpose only. All direct quotation, maps, tables, and diagrams are acknowledged properly. Whatever you present, what are the quotation you use, whatever the diagram you use, whatever the illustration you use, it should always be acknowledged. Otherwise, it shows the plagiarism. And what about references? The all facts, theories, and opinions that are not your own are properly acknowledged. Whatever the things you express, if it is not in your words, so you have to give proper acknowledgement for that paragraph or that way of writing. There is a clear distinction between references and interpretation. All references in the text are correct and included in the list at the back. संपूर्ण thesis मध्ये तुम्ही जे पण references यूज केलेले आहेत ते सगळे thesis-च्या शेवटी must दिलेले पाहिजे. And then style. Style is important aspect. Logical outline of heading and subheadings. प्रत्येक टॉपिकचं एक प्रॉपर हेडिंग असली पाहिजे, प्रॉपर सबहेडिंग असली पाहिजे, आणि स्टाईल जी आहे जी कन्साइज असली पाहिजे, लँग्वेज क्लिअर असली पाहिजे, ॲप्रोप्रिएट यूज ऑफ ॲब्रिव्हेशन पण आपण ॲप्रोप्रिएट यूज केलेले पाहिजे. अँड देन स्पेलिंग. whenever you submit your thesis, you have to be check your grammar and spelling. कधी कधी काय होतं, खूप सिली मिस्टेक आपण आपल्या PhD thesis मध्ये राहून जातात. तो वन हॅज टू बी कन्सिडर. बापरे, अरे यार, then presentation and layout. काय करेगा? Consisting numbering and layout of heading and subheadings, standard size of paper A4 size with A1.5 spacing and printing single-sided, then page number, then accurate typing, then proofreading, and then all relevant section including page, abstract, references, appendix. All these things should be presented in well-organized manner so that you can your writing, your thesis will be approved by each and every person if it is organized in such a manner. So you have, this is organized and well manner. So when we edited, when the last stage means post writing phases, the editing version is important. as far as the academic writing is concerned. In editing version, check our writings. Thus, in editing version, grammatical correctness is important, contribution to the intended meaning. Therefore, if you are considering employing the services of a professional proofreader, be sure to reconsider the effect of any changes suggested. And the final version, after doing all these things, now you need to focus on the presentation of writing pieces in the form of layout, and then submit it, lastly, submit it to your supervisor. So these are the steps of academic writing, and these are the way of academic writing. Thank you very much. You have given me the opportunity to express on a topic like academic writing. I express my heartfelt thanks to organizer, Dr. Suresh Phule sir, and of course the principal of the Rajarshi Shahu College for providing me such an opportunity for expression. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And this is now, if you want to ask any questions, then the session is open for questioning.
Thank you, ma'am, for your nice presentation. I request all the participants, suppose you have some question or doubt regarding the academic writing, now session is open. You can ask your doubts and questions. You can also write your questions in chat box. I will read one by one.
Madam.
Oh, bola.
What is the importance of thesis size?
Yes, it is. Thesis sizes depend on the subject, whatever you want to express. Actually, if your subject is vast type, if your subject is descriptive, for example, if you want to study the agricultural land use, land cover changes in land cover changes, then it has to be incorporate the year by year changes. That the size of the thesis must be more than 300 pages. But if you study the geological formation and water holding capacity, water sufficiency or water level of particular region, then your thesis may be a little bit less pages. So it depends on the topic you have chosen for writing. It's a dependent nature of the topic.
Thank you, madam.
But in my opinion, 250 or 300 pages is more than sufficient, not more than 300 pages. Your thesis must be concise within 200 and 300 pages. Even if I have completed my thesis in 165 pages only, my PhD thesis was.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Anybody else?
I think there is no question, ma'am. Thank you very much. Madam, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time in spite of your busy schedule to be guest speaker at our 10 days national program on research methodology. Ma'am, I'm sure your presence and guidance will be helpful to us and participants to improve their academic writing in the forms of dissertations, theses, and the research proposals. All thanks to your enlightened words that inspired the participants to write academic articles. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you, sir. Phule sir, thank you. I think time is 20 minutes. I just give 20 minutes for discussion, but no discussion is there. That's why.
मेल पाठवला काल मॅडम मिळाला का
काय हो का हा मी आता पाहिलं तो मेल पण नीट पाहिलं नाही मी अजून.
आता ते गुगल फॉर्म आहे तो भरून द्या.
हो चालेल सर. सर मुलांनी डिस्कशन केलंच नाही.
इतकं छान सांगितलेलं आहे की त्यांना काही विचारायची संधी दिली नाही तुम्ही.
असं काही नाही सर, समजलं नाही. असं पण असू शकतं की समजलं नाही. असं पण असू शकतं समजलं नाही.
पॉझिटिव्हली घ्यायचं आपण.
हो हो, ते झालंच की. ते झालंच की. पण असं काही कठीण टॉपिक नव्हता असं.
रेणुका मॅम,
Yes,
3:30ला आपला समारोप आहे म्हणून सांगा मुलांना compulsory
आणि
हो.
सांगा.
आताचं सेशन आपण 11:30ला सुरू करणार ना नेक्स्ट
11:40.
11:40.
हा,
ओके
रीता पाटील.
ओके ओके सर.
हा.
पार्टिसिपेंट साठी काही सूचना आहेत. आताचं जे नेक्स्ट म्हणजे सेकंड सेशन आहे ते तुमचं 11:40ला सुरू होईल आणि ते सेशन संपल्याच्या नंतर हाफ आवरचा ब्रेक ना सर 3:30ला आपला व्हॅलिडिक्टरी प्रोग्राम होणार आहे. तर सर्व पार्टिसिपेंट साठी तो मॅन्डेटरी आहे. त्याच्यामध्येही तुम्हाला काही सूचना दिल्या जातील. तर सर्व पार्टिसिपेंटनी आपल्या थर्ड सेशनच्या नंतर जे लास्ट सेशन होणार आहे व्हॅलिडिक्टरी सेशन त्याच्यासाठी सर्वांची उपस्थिती आवश्यक आहे. ओके सो नाव त्यांना रिजॉईन व्हायला सांगू ना सर.
यश 11:40ला.
हा, तर 11:40ला आपलं नेक्स्ट सेशन होईल सेकंड सेशन. तर तुम्ही त्याला रिजॉईन करायचंय. त्याच्यानंतरही मी काही व्हॅलिडिक्टरी फंक्शन साठीच्या काही सूचना